Hi everyone, welcome to MediSafe's podcast. Today I'm going to go over giving you a few hints as how to sell your home easier. First, you have to understand this process. You have to understand the concept. I still get a few calls a month, people calling me. They got my name from word of mouth friends here and there, calling to ask for suggestions as to give them some ideas as how to help them to move their home quicker, faster. Primarily, something that is super important for you to know is if your house is not compelling, is not selling. What does that mean? Basically, when a house is listed on the MLS, all those nice agents out there, they take a few things into consideration. Number one, location. Second is the condition of your home. And third is the price. Now, some may argue, say, well, price comes first or that comes, it doesn't matter. They're a package deal, they're a family, and they go hand in hand in order for everything to work. Now, let's explore location first. I've had situations where a client is telling me, or what we call a buyer's agent, that they come to me to purchase a home occasionally, and everybody obviously these days equipped with little printout from realtor.ca or this or Zulu or whoever else, and they swear by their belief to say, here, according to this, a house on 123 Main Street sold for $1.2 million. Why is this one here is asking for $1.4 million? You see, a simple reason behind that. There are streets that price is different from one side of the road to the other. Like on my own street that I live on, the side that I am on are normal lots, okay? Directly across the street from me, they're like 300 feet deep ravine, and I mean gorgeous ravines there. Obviously, when two homes come for sale, the street name is the same, so if you do a search on that street, it will show you both the more expensive one and the least expensive one. And people will argue, same street, how can they ask for more? Well, that ravine is like sitting in your Muskoka cottage in the middle of the city. So don't you think that should get more? That's one example. The other example is like in some subdivisions, this you would see this more often when a whole bunch of lots become available. That is divided between a few different builders. One builder's work is far superior to the other one. They could be in the same street or same neighborhood, but people go with who built it. Who built it is more important than how many square feet you have. One builder may come in and put a lot of nice finishes on the house that when you look at it, what we call curb appeal. That's, again, another thing that we really care for, curb appeal. We'll come back to it. And some other builder, they just want to build something very simple, right to the basic, and move on. So keep in mind these quick little examples that I share with you when it comes to location and understanding the price. Now we're going to go to conditions. Obviously, even if you want to sell your car, you would go out there and get it detailed, you wash it, you try not to drive it on the mud or snow or rain, whatever, till you find somebody to buy it. Homes are the same thing. You got to look after it. You got to make sure that the condition of your home is immaculate. That's what I said earlier, is a curb appeal. Curb appeal means that when that agent, when that client arrives at your house, when they get off their car and they take a look at your home, you impress the hell out of them right on the spot. That is called curb appeal. So that is the one that's it's famous to say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. You made your good first impression. I had a colleague calling me once and asked me to go and check this listing that she had as why there's no action on it. I said, sure. I went there. I didn't even have to get off my car. Just parking on the street in the middle of August, I see that they still have their Christmas lights on, Christmas decoration. I mean, come on. If you want that house to be presented, you got to take care of it. You can't have Christmas lights on in the middle of August. You see, now that we talk about this, let's not forget, selling a home, sure, you got to find yourself a good agent, someone that with a lot of experience, but he or she alone can't do the job. You as a homeowner, you need to cooperate with them. You need to listen to their advice. You need to work with them. For instance, if they ask you, look, if there is 2 feet of snow on your driveway, you got to make sure that when we come in, that driveway is clear. Not just when you have the appointments, people may just drive by, like their agent gives them the address and say, here, just go have a look at it from outside. They may drive by, and when they see your house look bad, you don't leave a good impression. Inside your house is going to look good. I know it's hard. I know it's a difficult task to make sure that a few times a day you got to make sure that everything is in order and bathrooms are clean, kitchen is clean, counters are clear. I know that. But you're putting one of your biggest investments probably in your life up for sale. Don't you want it to look good? Yes, you do. Now, let me go to price. How do we price a home? What determines how much your asking price should be? Usually when a homeowner asks me, what do you think my house is worth? I answer them back by saying, what do you think your house is worth? I do believe that a lot of homeowners, if they're reasonable, if they're realistic, they know damn close as what their property's values are. But anyways, prices are incredibly important to be right. Don't forget, there are no dummies out there. Pardon me for being so open. If a homeowner is looking for a stupid person to just come in and no question asked, write you a check, ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry to tell you, but it ain't gonna happen. Even if they come from another country, oh, get me that billionaire sheik or the Chinese guy that just landed here with lots of capital, money, the Middle Eastern guy. Look, the reason they have their money, because they're smart individuals. They know what money means. They know how to make it, how to save it. So they would be even harder to deal with than your local guy. First of all, they're walking into an unknown environment, a city that they don't know much about it, and they have their life savings in their bank account, in their suitcase, in their pillowcases, I don't know. But they're very, very careful as not to make a bad decision. So therefore, if your house is worth $1 million and you ask your agent listed at $1.5 million, wrong. It's not going to pay off. It's just going to make your house to sit in the market longer and longer, and you don't want that. Another bad strategy is a lot of homeowners do. They keep hopping from one agent to another. They usually go at a higher price that they even know is ridiculous. With a junior agent, they try that for maybe 60 days, and then when they're convinced, because the agent gets the feedbacks from other agents that they've shown your home, when they're convinced that the price is high, then they go to one step up, more experienced agent. And then if that doesn't work, finally they get to the king of the neighborhood. So don't do that. It's not good for you. You don't want your house keep being listed and repeated back and forth, etc., etc. Talking about that is for sale by owners, what we call a FSBO. Again, most agents don't take them seriously unless you're in some kind of incredible neighborhood that it is like pure gold, and the moment you say, here, I want to sell, you would have people approaching you. In your average neighborhood, for sell by owner usually doesn't work. Now, let's look at the logic behind this. You see, when somebody as a buyer approaches a for sale by owner guy, what's the first thing goes through his mind? He's going to save the expenses, he's going to save the commissions, and he's going to go to that for sale by owner guy and say, look, you don't have an agent, therefore I'm deducting the amount equal to commission, and that's the price I'm giving you. The for sale by owner guy tells him, look, the reason I don't have an agent, that's because I don't want to pay commission to anybody. So that's when the war starts, and usually these deals don't work. Now, at the end, in most cases, they end up listing with a prudent and experienced agent to list their house and sell it. So if you're going to do this 6 months from now, why don't you just do it now? There is a house that it was under my radar. I was looking at it. They called me and I went to talk to them about listing it. They were asking $1.5 million above the market. $1.5 million. I mean, come on. I refused to take the listing. So they listed it with this young man, and he listed it for maybe 3 months and then expired and listed again, then list again, etc., etc. The price I gave them when I went to see them is the price that is listed today, and that is 2 years later. 2 years later, they listed it at the price they should have at the time. You see, some people make that mistake. They're always 25-30% above market value, and when the market reaches there, then what they do, they cancel the listing and they go out for more money. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. You see, buyers and sellers are well educated on the market. They know exactly what's going on, and what they don't know, they have an agent like me that is going to give them the information. So when everything goes on a paper, what we call an offer, they already have done their due diligence. They know exactly what the expectations are. Yes, because of something in your house that they fall in love with, they may pay you extra few dollars, but knowingly they do that. They know the house is worth, for easy numbers, let's say worth $1 million, but they see something that is very important to them. It's close to their kids' school. It's got a magnificent kitchen. It's got a heavenly backyard with a pool and jacuzzi and everything. And they say, okay, because of those reasons, we know how much the house is worth, but we are willing to pay another $100,000 to $1.1 million. So yes, in those cases it does work. So then we covered asking above market value. Now, let me explain this. If you buy and sell stocks, let's say you buy Apple or Google, right? Market value for that stock that you have in your hand is, let's say, Google $132 per share. Okay? You call your stockbroker and say, here, I want to sell 500 of my Google. Can you sell it for 180 per share? What is your stockbroker going to do? He's basically in a very diplomatic way, is going to tell you you're being ridiculous. If the price is 130, you can't sell it for 180. Homes are the same thing. There's a price for it. And there are appraisers out there that they can verify this. If somebody will pay more than what a property is worth, they get caught at the time where they go for applying for the mortgage. Banks are going to send their appraiser and they're going to come back and say, look, this is $300,000 over the market value. And in most cases, banks get uncomfortable with that and they're not going to give you the mortgage. Now, let's go at the market value. Market value, it is a comfortable area to sit in. That to me is an indication that I'm dealing with a very realistic, reasonable homeowner and an agent. So that means that homeowner and agent, they had a nice conversation, and they basically, after brainstorming, going through all the facts, they decided to go at XYZ price, which happened to be the market value. And what is that going to do? All those 65 or I think 80,000 agents out there, they realize that, and they're going to look at the price, look at the condition, location, and come up with the conclusion that yes, this house is worth it. Let's go out there, let's look at it, and if you like it, we put an offer. Now, there is another practice that you go below market value. So let's say if your house is worth $1 million, you're listed at $899, roughly around 10, pushing it to 15% below market value. Why do agents do that? They create a lot of action in the shortest period of time. Basically, when agents notice something that come up at an aggressive price, they pick up the phone, Mr. Client, 123 Main Street came in, great home, great location, they're asking a great price. There are a lot of buyers out there that they check on their own. They check all these media, and they see the listing and they say, oh, fantastic, that's the street I've been looking for, and that is a good price. They pick up the phone to their agent. Here, there is the address. Can you book an appointment for me? We're going to go look at it. But at the end of the day, that house that it was listed below market still would sell at the market value. A good deal is a fair deal. It's got to be good for both the seller and the buyer. Now, some people may look at it, no, I don't care if a good deal is a fair deal. I want to be on the winning side, and I want to sort of get more money than most people do. In my 30 years experience, usually doesn't happen. People very politely walk away from your home, and maybe a month later, 2 months later, you regret that why I didn't sell it to that guy. Had a good offer, no conditions, and we would have packed our suitcases and we would be in our new home now. So please do take these things into consideration. Remember, you have to work with your agent in order for your house to sell. Your agent knows what he or she is doing. They're going to prepare the brochures, they're going to do the drone images, they're going to be taking amazing looking pictures from your house. They know how to talk, how to negotiate, how to present your home, but they can't pick up the vacuum from your closet and vacuum your home. They can't mop the floors. They can't clean your windows. They can't go and shovel your driveway. They can't fix your steamed up windows that the moment people will come in and say, oh my God, for each window I got to spend X number of dollars to fix these. So work with your agent, please. Obviously, the first step is to pick an experienced agent, someone that understands how the system works, then work with him or her to sell your home in the shortest possible time. And on that comment, remember, a mind at peace is a mind at work.